Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of WASD and the Other Controllers podcast. It is September 25th, and it is episode 22, and we are doing it again because the audio was actually so bad last time that yeah, we are just going to do it again. So hopefully this time sounds better. I actually did some testing, and it should sound a whole lot better. So we have that to work with now. So we are here again, and Ryan, as you can tell, is here too. So Ryan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, John. It's good to be here.
I'm definitely I'm glad that we were able to just redo this because I just after listening to the quality of the other one, I was just like, this is really not good. I mean, it's up there now, so I was just like, well, there's at least something for people to do, and I put a little disclaimer at the front of it. So, but hopefully this one will sound a little bit better, and we'll just talk about the same stuff. So anyway, I guess we'll just move straight on to stories. This will be a little quicker because, I mean, we obviously did cover a lot of this stuff, so we're just going to go through it a little bit quicker, but still cover the same stories. So first story of the day is Battlefield 3. The beta is coming on September, drumroll please, the 29th of September. So it is going to be open beta. So anyone can play, anyone can get in, but if you pre-ordered it, you can get in on the 27th, but that's only if you pre-ordered it on Origin. So if you did that, then you have early access, and the operation, the map is Operation Metro, and it's a rush type, which is
the best.
Yeah, so Ryan, do you want to tell them what the rush is?
Yeah, just the rush game type is there's 2 points that have to be defended, and there's an attacking team and a defending team, and the team attacks and tries to blow up those 2 points with explosives. Once they get that point, the next point becomes 2 more points open up farther down, and it's a continual thing. And the defenders have to kill as many people as they can before they get overtaken, and the attackers have to blow up all the ones before they run out of men.
Yep. So very well done. Great explanation, Ryan. So
it's super fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I was actually talking to this kid today, and I was like, oh, do you play video games? He's like, yeah, I play Call of Duty. And I was like, oh, you're looking forward to Modern Warfare 3? He's like, actually, I was looking at Battlefield 3. I was like, you know what's up. You are a smart young lad.
You'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
But,
so
just something really quick on that though is you got to be careful when going from a unrealistic shooter to a realistic shooter. You know, like
yeah. Bullet drop.
Exactly, bullet drop.
You can't sprint forever.
Yeah, stuff like that. So like some people I've seen get frustrated with that, and you just have to take it as a different game, you know.
Totally. So I'm really excited. The 29th. That's today's the 25th, so that's 4 days away. And by the time we're recording late, so by the time we wake up, it'll be 3 days away. So I'm really excited. Definitely super pumped on this. So I'm probably gonna be spending a lot of time in that. Definitely before Rage comes out, which I did pre-order today, so it'll be here, and I'll review it so you guys can know if it's good or not. But hopefully, I'm expecting some good things since it is Bethesda. But don't want to derail too much. But Ryan, are you looking forward to playing this? Of course.
Oh, most definitely. I'm super excited, and just the alpha had some was good, but they definitely had a lot of stuff to work out. And just to see how far they've come along from the alpha to the beta will be very telling of how well the game's going to launch.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, seeing, I was actually having a discussion about this earlier, but it's crazy how much, it's no longer a beta. Betas are no longer betas. They're more just glorified demos.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the alpha is the old school, the alpha is the new beta, and beta is the new demo. But I do agree that I think that is a great way of just if you call it a beta, then if anyone complains oh, I'm not going to buy your game because of this, and this, so it's well, it's beta, so maybe they'll fix it by launch. So, but yeah, it's going to last until I believe it's over. So the game is coming out on October 25th. So that is a month away. That's 30 days away.
I'm very excited.
Super excited. Gosh, I'm getting pretty excited for that. So I don't want to sound like a complete fanboy because I'm not. Obviously, I'm obviously not.
Totally. And just to not be a fanboy as well. Some of the negative things is, but kind of like what you were saying before, how the betas aren't really betas anymore, but they won't be able to change much within a month. You know, if there's big problems with this beta, then you can't expect a huge change.
Yeah.
Definitely fine tuning, but I mean within a month, I don't think they'll be able to do much at all.
Yeah, I think I think the beta is going to be over around the 12th, so I think it goes from the 29th until the 12th. So getting as much time as you can then, because it'll be pretty sweet. And then so speaking of betas though, Diablo 3 did release their beta. They gave out their beta invites on Tuesday of last week. So I think that was the 19th. Am I right? Yeah, it was the 19th. So the 19th. So if you got into that, you are a lucky person. Unfortunately for me, I'm not in it. But if I do get into it, then you can expect to hear more news from that. But I just wanted to mention it because this is a pretty big deal. Because Diablo 2 came out in, I don't know, like the 90s. So this is pretty cool. A lot of people are looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to it after seeing some gameplay of it. So that's really exciting. But I just wanted to give that a little quick shout out while we were talking about betas. But moving on to our next story, Dota 2, the launch is being moved up to satisfy fans, which good. That's always a good thing to do. Like instead of like being like Diablo, where we're gonna try to get it out this year, by the end of this year. But then miss it and be like, okay, we're gonna have to push it back, which they ended up actually announcing they're gonna do. Dota 2, it said, okay, we're gonna try and release it here, but then they're like, oh, we can actually release it earlier, which is good. And I definitely agree. I mean, there's definitely a lot of strategy involved with picking release dates, and I'm glad that Valve does not seem to like follow that whole rule. They're just like, it's gonna be free to play, it'll come out when it comes out, and fans will be happy. So
yeah.
But Dota 2, as some of you may know, it stands for nothing. It stands for Dota 2 because they don't have the necessary license to call it, to name it after Dota 1, because I believe Blizzard has that. But anyway, this game is supposed to be, it's like an exact replica of the first one, but for those of you who don't know, this is a MOBA game, which stands for Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. But
I like it.
Ryan, what are your thoughts?
I think this is awesome. And it says in the article too that it's going to be another free to play title, like League of Legends. It's going to be pretty similar to League of Legends, and League of Legends has done so great, and it's really like kind of paved the way on free gaming to like such a huge level. I mean, everyone, tons of people I know play this all the time. Like all my housemates and roommates have played this at one point or another. So it's it's super fun. It's a solid game too, and it's free, which is awesome. So I'm glad that League of Legends is getting a little competition, hopefully to drive their product to just a better game. And just the free to play titles, I hope is going to be a trend after seeing the success of League of Legends. And actually my housemate paid money to have
coaching.
Yeah, in League of Legends.
Wow, cool.
So like, I feel like if you have a really solid game, people are a lot more inclined to pay for parts of it. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely cool that there's a lot of. Whenever you have a game where there's motivation for players to want to get better so much that they're willing to pay other people to train them, that's always really cool to see. But personally, for me, it's like I feel like I could get more out of watching a really good person play than have someone just straight up coach me.
Oh, definitely. And like how you did in StarCraft too. Like you got extremely good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You flatter me. I'm actually not even that good. I haven't played since all the patches, so like I'm sure if I got in there, I'd be like, wait, why is my workday taking forever? And why is my Archon's not getting slowed down by Marauders?
What the heck?
But anyway, this is really cool. Really excited about this. Good. This is a good community move because Valve, they hired Ice Frog, who is the guy who invented Defense of the Ancients. So it's really cool that he's a really big part of this. But one thing that I did hear that is like coming up to be a fault in this game is that it's trying so hard to be true to the first one that it is also like there's not as much room for improvement, which could end up affecting it. But what do you think, Ryan? Do you think that it's a good thing that they're trying to stay like the original, or do you think that they should branch off of it, or do you think that's too risky?
Yeah, it's tough because like I think it is good to stay with the original, but then just try to add definitely add some to it. But I think the smarter choice would be to stay to the original because it was so successful, and that's what people are kind of expecting when you go to get the sequel. So or yeah, two. So I think it is best for sequels to stay pretty close to their original. But definitely innovation is needed, or it will not go well at all.
Yeah, I totally agree. Definitely a good point. But anyway, let's just move on to our next story. Ryan, I think you want to introduce this one.
Yes. This article is about Gears of War 3, which I'm pumped about. And it is coming out September 20th. It's already out, September 20th. And Cliffy B, who's a developer for the game.
He's not just a developer. He is like the father of
Yes, he is the developer, I guess, for this game. Was really pissed and calling Eurogamer haters because they rated his game an 8 out of 10, and he wanted more than an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And just with that, I mean, it's ridiculous, basically. He's mad that that third party reviewed his game and gave it an 8 out of 10. And an 8 out of 10 is, if you read the thing underneath it, it says very good. Like, that is a good game. A 5 out of 10 is an average game. So I think he's just getting really caught up on the number not being a perfect 10 or 9 or whatever. It's pretty ridiculous to call them haters for that.
Yeah. It's like they're doing their job. That's what they get paid to do, and it's just like, it's just like if they didn't think that the game was worth a 9, they didn't give it a 9, and it's just
exactly.
And I mean, you have to think of like most magazines have different like they just have different ways for reviewing games. It's not like I mean, obviously the game's the same either way, but it's just like they have different criteria. Like, and obviously Eurogamer thought that this wasn't a big enough improvement from Gears of War 2 to be really worth a higher score.
Yeah.
And that's honestly that's a very fair statement. Like, from what I've heard, obviously I've not played it, so I can't make a fair judgment. But from what I have heard is that this game is not like, it's not a big step up. I mean, just because they improved the graphics here, and there's bigger bosses here, and there's all this, and there's a couple new weapons, it's just like, apparently it's like that for me, that's not really enough, and for other people, obviously it wasn't enough either. But a good quote was by Jim Sterling. He is a he's a writer for Destructoid, and he said, a man who is currently swimming in perfect review scores to be getting upset because he didn't get just a handful more comes off as unbelievably vulgar, which I agree with. It's like, that is just something like, it's like, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm kind of speechless because that statement does hold, that statement rings very true. But Ryan, what do you think about the statement?
Yeah, no, totally. It just, when you're like literally, when you're at the top of like the gaming like developing world and stuff, to cry about an 8 out of 10 is pretty it's pretty lame. Just, have some class, and I don't know. I just think that is not a good thing to do. But and I think what's really happening here, and we talked about this before, but a little bit, but just that he's getting hung up as if it were grading in like a school setting, like 8 out of 10, that's like a B minus or whatever. When a 5 out of 10 in a school setting would be an F. Where when you're reviewing games, a 5 out of 10 is considered average. So we already said that, but like just 8 out of 10 is well above average. It's a very good game. I mean, so you got to be happy with what you've been given, and it's not like they're gonna change their score after you cry about it,
Yeah, exactly. It's not like they're gonna be like, oh shoot, he's upset, maybe we should change it. And it's just like, and what really upsets me about all of this is after he said this and he said they're all haters, he went back and after everyone was like called him out on it, he said, oh, I was joking, which that is just like, you cannot do that. And like you can't get away with it, and like it just sucks because it's just like, oh, then that's like makes you devoid of responsibility. It's just like, okay, no matter what I do, as long as I say I'm joking and no one calls me out on it, or if